As you can also see, we've been joined by a Chelsea legend, both as a player and a manager, Roberto Di Matteo. Roberto, thank you so much for joining us. I've got to say, Alan called this because I know you had a little bit of traffic issues, and Alan was like, "Don't worry, he's going to be here. He's going to be here." And
you're still fine though, bro. You're still fine.
Yeah, it's still a fine.
I know.
Roberto, I'll start. We just saw Enzo Maresca there talking, all things Chelsea, about Declan Rice as well. But with Maresca, do you feel like Chelsea are under or overachieving?
I think they're just right at where they have to be in this time of the year. I mean, last season, Champions League qualification was an objective or a target. They achieved that, won 2 trophies, was great. It's always nice to put a few trophies in the cabinet.
Yeah, of course.
And then this season, they're up there in the league. They are in a very good position in the Champions League, performing at a high level as well. There's just a little bit of still inconsistency there, maybe in 1 or 2 games, but all in all, I think they are doing very, very well.
It's a weird one because you mentioned those inconsistencies every now and again, but sometimes it feels like the fans haven't fully embraced him yet. Do you know what I mean, Alan?
Well, the one thing I would say is that he's been really solid with the players. There's not really any kind of noises coming out of there, and the ball, more importantly for him.
Yeah.
That he seems to be juggling a lot of things there because the squad is huge, a lot of young players. He's done exceptionally well, in my opinion. And, the team is gelling nicely. The performance in the week was terrific. And they'll take that into Arsenal.
And Cole Palmer's obviously been out. He's only had 2 Premier League starts. Is it a case of get him in as quickly as possible, do you reckon, Roberto?
I wouldn't expect him to start on Sunday because he's been out for a while now. And also the team has been performing extremely well. So it'd be a surprise if he's on the starting lineup. But he's a player that... he can unlock a game. He's a player that has done some marvellous stuff for the club, and it's good news that now end of November he's available again, because now then the Christmas period is coming out with many games, so you need all your players available if possible.
Yeah, Alan, what would you say? I mean, he's been out. Obviously, Chelsea have been on this good run of form. Like they're second in the table, as we say, playing well in the Champions League. All of a sudden, Cole Palmer becomes available. Physio saying to you, he's fit to start. What are you doing?
He goes on the bench. I mean, Roberto, I tell you, the one thing that, you're under pressure on as a manager is to play a player too early and he gets an injury, play him full 90 minutes at that level. So to introduce him, particularly on the back of a winning team, is like the perfect scenario. So if the game's not going so well with 20 minutes to go, it will lift the stadium, and lift the team, because obviously he's an exceptional talent.
Well, there was one talent you were talking about as well, Estevao.
Wow.
And I think you're right. I think it's that thing with a player like that really just lifts not just the players around him, but the crowd.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing a commentary there, and Estevao, I've never heard, and Roberto probably backed this up, I've not heard the excitement from Chelsea fans for a long time. Maybe going back to even Hazard when he first arrived, the level that he produces. He come on against Wolves and changed the game. He's got exceptional talent and so quick over that sort of first 2-3 yards that he's almost impossible to defend. So outside or inside, whichever way he's going to go, it's very difficult to stop him. He has a confidence about him. He's starting for Brazil at such an early age. It's just a terrific prospect.
He's become Brazil's penalty taker as well. He's 18 years old. Roberto, have you been surprised? I mean, seeing someone come from Palmeiras, straight from the Brazilian league into a title contending Chelsea side, and he's adapting so well to the Prem.
Yes, I was surprised. I mean, it amazes me how mature he is for his age. I watched him in the summer in the FIFA Club World Cup when he played there for Palmeiras, but to expect him to come to England, a new country, new language, new environment, and then start off so well, that did surprise me a little bit. But, you meet him, and he's a really humble guy, and he's got a great family behind him, around him. So he's very settled here in London or in Cobham. And so, and he's an exciting player. I mean, when I first watched him in the States, I was like, wow, this is special talent. And he's slowly developing, because let's not forget, he's still very, very young.
Yeah.
But he has so many skills and attributes, and he's only going to get better as well. So he's going to be a top player.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a manager, right, this may seem like a silly question, but if the game's a little bit dull and you are looking for that injection, are you thinking about a player that the crowd all of a sudden are going, we've all been waiting to see him?
Well, of course, you always got that in the back of your mind, a sort of armoury as a manager, to kind of have a player that can lift the stadium. I mean, I had a talent at Newcastle in Ben Arthur who had that same, the excitement around him was like perhaps above his ability even.
Yeah.
But it just is, and it just creates such a presence when he enters the field, etc., etc. But Palmer is a player that also carries that. So Chelsea are lucky; they got two really outstanding players, young players, who can lift a stadium, whether they're on the pitch or coming in later. It's a great asset.
It really is. Well, look, we've spoken a bit about Enzo Maresca, but Mikel Arteta is also an admirer of the Chelsea head coach. He said today he loves watching Chelsea play.
Well, I think we are all there, and they are there because they fully deserve what they are, what they have done in the last few years. I think the squad that they assembled, the numbers that they have, the amount of quality, the manager and the coaching staff that they have. You know, it makes sense that what is happening there is very, very positive, and they deserve to be there. It's one of the teams that I enjoy the most watching, and they have a lot of fluidity, they have a lot of threat, they have a lot of individual talent. They are very clear what they want to do, and yeah, that's why they are very tough.
Mikel Arteta, I don't know what you think about this part. It's really giving it, a little bit like, a bit of pressure towards Chelsea there. What do you reckon?
Definitely. He's getting it every week. They're at the top of the league, etc., etc. He'll just palm it out a little bit of that pressure.
Yeah.
I would suspect that. He is looking at them as, real contenders now, whereas perhaps at the start of the season he wasn't sure. Like us all, I think we was all quite wondering how Chelsea were going to cope from the World Club Championship.
Yeah.
The after effects of that, would they hit the ground running? And they've done exceptionally well. So, it would make for a great viewing on Sunday.
Absolutely. And Roberto, this Arsenal side that you're looking at this season, come from a great win, obviously, against Spurs. You've played Bayern Munich. You've beat them at home as well. What do you think can stop this Arsenal side now?
Oh, at the moment they look unstoppable, don't they? I mean, they've been very consistent over not just this season, but probably the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and they've just become stronger and stronger. They're very solid now. Their defensive organisation is brilliant, and that's why they've conceded the least goals in the Premier League as well. But they have such an attacking threat as well. So it's very difficult to play against the Arsenal team because they press you very high, they press you very hard. So you don't have much time on the ball. So you have to be able as an opposition to go past the first press. If you manage to do that, then you might have a bit of space because otherwise they just suppress you.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's a lot of Spurs fans that won't want me to go back to last weekend, but I mean, Eberechi Eze, I mean, that hat-trick, it felt like almost a career-defining performance by him, would you say?
Yeah, certainly for his Arsenal career, because, at QPR and at Crystal Palace he's been exceptional. Yeah. And, they won the FA Cup with his goal, so it just goes to show that he was at the levels. But what he's done at Arsenal this year is you can see there's a new confidence in him. When you go to a big club and you grow with it sometimes, or you fold with it, and he's grown with it. And the hat-trick was a bit like Rice's 2 goals in the Champions League, a career-defining moment for him and the fan base, because obviously, Arsenal's biggest rivals and the North London derby, to get a hat-trick is,
this is the game you want to score in, isn't it?
Of course, look, and he's such a humble, lovely guy as well. You can tell that he's so loved by not just the fan base, but his fellow players. And, he just takes each goal with such aplomb. It's just so natural for him.
Well, I mean, the difficulty now, especially after a game like this, is Mikel Arteta now has a fit Martin Odegaard, club captain. Roberto, for you, if you have that decision, sorry, I mean, look, I could have asked either of you. In fact, I will ask both of you. I mean, you've got Eze, you've got Odegaard. What are you doing ahead of this weekend?
It's a tough decision, but I don't know what it's going to do. Either way, I mean, the team looks very well organised, whether the one plays or the other plays. Now, Eze is obviously, the top of his game, so full of confidence, had a great week. You might consider that he's played 2 games. Yeah. in a short period of time, so might bring in some fresh legs for Sunday. But that's really down to the manager, how he sees them on a daily basis on the training ground, and then make a decision about it.
How much of a headache is that as a manager, Alan, to have a player that is pushing your captain in that position?
Well, most football managers have a lose-lose situation. We lose centre-back and the other centre-back's not, just as bad as the one that's come out. This is a win-win, you know what I mean? He can't lose, so whoever he puts on the bench is a massive asset to have that coming off the bench. I would suspect that he would keep Eze in the team because my natural reaction would be to play players in form. I mean, obviously, he's so high in his own emotion at the moment of getting a hat-trick that I would start with him.